In this episode, Audromitron Parsley of Heptra returns to booth 42, and as a special treat, she's brought her mother, Passiva.
Passiva is a hologram living in a terrarium, but that doesn't prevent her from living a full life.
So roll up your talo into a pillow, lean back, and
prepare to learn about speaking scorpions and to get an update on the crinkle business.
Shut up and sit down.
welcome back to Hitchhikers and Appetizers, coming to you from booth 42 at Millyways. I am your host, Trellis Gardeen, and with me, as always, Horatio Zinn.
Oh, I was expecting a much more effusive introduction, something with detail, something with gusto.
I didn't think you deserve it because I'm a little mad at you right now.
What did you perceive that I did?
I didn't perceive it. I saw it.
Oh no! What did I do?
I'm a little tired of your need for disorder and messing up the appetizers when they get brought out. They look great. They look appetizing.
Yes.
And then you got to go in and just take your fingers and start messing with things and schenecticizing it.
It is a certain order, but it's more of an intuitive order.
Intuitive to what?
Intuitive to how I want it to be at the
moment. Well, you know, have you thought about all the work that the people back in the kitchen put into making these, crafting art for your food enjoyment?
Oh, I thought of it more as a sensory thing where I would just touch it.
Do you go to a museum and pull the arms off of statues?
If I can, yes. If they don't have enough security, yes.
Do you consider yourself an artist? Is that what it is? That you are somehow part of the program, part of the...
More of a... Yeah, I think art should be a community activity. If you go to an art gallery and you see, just add something to the painting.
Is that why you have your sauce belt to kind of add? It's a palette.
Yes.
Right then and there. A palette anywhere. Ooh, that might be a good art. Something to sell at the gift shop.
Ooh.
The palette anywhere.
Mark that down. Write that down. Don't let.
I'm writing that down. Well, no, you write it down in sauce.
Oh yes, here.
Then it'll stick. The idea will really stick because it's two things.
I've already forgotten what it's called.
The palette anywhere.
The palette anywhere.
Well, anyways, speaking of community, we have community here at the table today.
Oh my! I noticed that there's more than just two of us here. Yes.
Is it 3.5?
4? We've talked about this. I am 2/3 of our duo.
True.
We've talked
about
that.
I'm 1/3, so that's still 2. And with us again is the most wonderful crinkle shop owner on Heptra, Audromitron Parsley.
Hi! Oh my God, I'm so happy to be back.
We are so happy to see you.
Yes. I was trying to think of another word to top happy, but but at this point I'm just going to say happy. I'm very happy to see you.
Oh, Horatio, look at you. It's so nice to see you. You look great, by the way, since I last saw you. Have you
thank you.
Gained weight, lost weight, changed weight, morphed weight?
Yes.
There's something different about you.
I have gone through the gamut. I've gone through the gamut. Also, I have a new hat.
Oh gosh, maybe it's the hat.
It could be the hat. Maybe it's the same hat, but just at a different jaunty angle.
I love a jaunty angle. I'm a 45-degree hat angle wearer.
That's rakish.
Thank you.
That's a rakish angle.
It is a rakish angle, Trellis.
Yes, I know. It was perfect for you. It's perfect for you.
You know, I used to be 90 degrees, but you know, as you age, you can't pull off a 90-degree hat. You gotta go 45, or people are gonna say, what are you trying to prove? You're trying to hold on to youth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yes. You don't want that. Holding on to youth it's illegal in some places.
It is not illegal on Glandart. It's actually encouraged.
Oh, yes. Putting a new... You may have noticed Trellis has a new sheen, a new glaze on his skin.
So I can keep wearing a hat at 90 degrees. And that's specifically actually what the surgery is listed as in the pamphlet, holding on to youth, so you can continue wearing your hat at 90 degrees.
That is a long pamphlet. I agree. Horatio, and I was wondering, how costly is that, Trellis? Is that a surgery that would really set you back? Because, I think it sounds intriguing.
For myself, not so much, because there's not a lot to actually, move or stretch. In Horatio's case, volume tends to add to cost.
Yes, quantity.
Ah, okay. Well, if you have an extra pamphlet of that, just slide it over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe browse that on my own time.
We'll send that over. Yes.
Well, Audromitron, you brought someone with you.
Yes.
I would love an introduction.
I did. I'm on a girls' trip.
Oh.
My mom's here, everybody.
Oh, hello.
My mom.
Welcome.
My terrarium.
Mother Parsley. Hello.
Hi! It is so nice to meet you, boys. I've been looking forward to this for, I don't know, 1.5 squalls, I feel like. It's been...
Oh, wow. That is quite an honor.
I've had it on my cosmic calendar for the longest time.
For us to stay on someone's mind for 1.5 squalls, I would have not even dreamt of it.
No. Many people will have a portion of their mind scooped out to get rid of the memory of us.
Well, I have to tell you guys that last time I was here, I really talked you up to my mother.
Oh.
Every couple squalls we do a girls' trip. My mom
That's right.
and the terrarium and I head out, and we just take on a new planet. And I said,
That's
wherever we go, we have to stop here in our travel.
Honored.
Thank you.
That's right. Yeah. I've been looking forward to it for the longest time. And I'll tell you, I'm going to do the opposite of having it scooped out of my mind. I'm going to have more memories of you added to my mind, like a mashed potato scooper, if I can.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh.
And it will look nice, too.
Yes.
All those scoops on the side of it.
And maybe I'll wear it as a jaunty hat.
Oh, at a 45-degree angle.
At a 45-degree angle.
I kind of think the 90-degree might work better, because at 45s, unless it's lumpy mashed potatoes, I'm just picturing them all sliding off.
Oh, that's true.
I want to say this about mashed potatoes. My mom is known on Heptra for her mashed potatoes. Ooh. And here's the thing, Mom, I'm going to brag on you for a minute. When you make mashed potatoes, they have little lumps in them, and she is not a creamy potato girl, but her lumps are the thing that make her taters delicious.
Is that lumps of potato or lumps of other things you put in there?
Not always. It's lumps of whatever you've got laying around. Here's the secret to great potatoes. It's like how when you make what's it called when they make the plantar bubble and squeak, where you put everything you've got from your garden in there. Yes. Well, that's my key to my mashed potatoes. I open the cupboard, I open the refrigerator, I close my eyes, I turn around in 4 circles, and I point. And the first 5 ingredients that I point to are going in.
Sometimes there's no potatoes in the potatoes.
That's right. Yeah, it depends on how much I turn around. Sometimes I turn around so much I lose my balance completely, and I just don't even know where I am anymore, and I don't even end up pointing at the potatoes at all.
Have you ever fallen over and pointed at the ceiling?
Well, I'll tell you. Here's the thing about being a hologram that lives in a terrarium.
Oh yes, let's get to the heart of that.
I fall over quite often because I'm at the mercy of physics, A, and B, anything that comes along and may knock me off of my table. And Audro's got some pets of her own, and they can be a little they can get a little sassy sometimes, and I think they get a little jealous.
I just want to also say my pets are not as well trained as my mother would like, and my kid set is a little rambunctious. So between my kid set and the pets, the terrarium is constantly knocked over, and my mom, she has to. And
then I'm staring at the ceiling. Sometimes I spend a long amount of time staring at it, but you know what? It's fine. My daughter has a beautiful ceiling. She really does. I'm fine staring at that ceiling.
Well, that's lovely. That's an attention. People don't put enough thought into ceilings.
No, and my grandkids set, they can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. So,
No, isn't that the way? Isn't that the way?
You know,
You're just happy they're spending some time with you, even if it's inadvertently bumping into
that's
you.
right. Even if they're knocking me off a table and then running away, that's right.
You know, that is a really interesting point, though, because, you know, I don't think a lot of people take into account people falling over, being stuck on the ground, and having to look at a ceiling for hours on end. How many jinks? What's the longest number of jinks that you've had to sit on the floor waiting for Audromitron to get home from the crinkle shop to pick you up?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, there was the weekend of the Crinkle Festival.
Oh,
So-
yes.
I mean, Audra spent. I think you ended up sleeping at the shop, didn't you, honey? And I mean, I must have been on that ground for 32 jinks, staring at that ceiling.
Oh, 32 jinks.
I was, you know, we were shorthanded at the crinkle shop from some last minute call outs. You know how it is. Everybody is sick whenever there's a festival because
Sick.
Yeah.
I noticed your air quotes there. I noticed those air
Yep.
quotes.
you know, I'm in the crinkle shop. My staff calls out, so I'm there all the time. And, you know, my two boys in the kids set and my both, those three kids are highly athletic, and they're oftentimes in the house setting up very elaborate, you know, kind of like obstacle courses. You know, the weather on our planet during this time of year is particularly dangerous, so they got to do a lot inside. So this fortress that they create, you know, and they want Nana there with them, so they'll run through the obstacle course carrying the terrarium. You know, it's not ideal.
Which I love. I love it.
You love it.
I mean, it's so fun. I mean, listen, those kids can do no wrong. They can carry me anywhere they want to go. But this is a dangerous season. She's right. This is a bad, you know, this time of year it gets very, very windy and
wind.
with scattered shards.
Oh no, shards! I was wondering what makes it so dangerous. So shards.
Yeah, the shards. This is definitely shard season.
Well, if they catch you, you know, our neighbor, my mom will attest to this. We were watching one of our neighbors didn't get to the shelter in time, split right in half, in his front yard.
Oh,
Yeah.
right in half.
Sharded right in half.
She was sharded right in half, right in front of our eyes.
Oh, sharded in half. Oh.
That's a memory you'd want to have scooped out, I think.
Yeah. Yes, I would have that scooped out for sure. But see, that again, that's the beauty of being a hologram, because I don't have to get scooped anymore because there's really nothing to scoop. So there's just a little reprogramming that has to happen, and I'm fresh as a daisy. I don't remember. I don't remember anything sometimes.
That's lovely. That's lovely to have your brain unpolluted with memories, at least unpleasant ones.
I'll tell you, when I, you know, back when it was my time on Heptra, before I jumped into the terrarium and became a hologram, I thought to myself, I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I thought, you know,
Understandable.
I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know what it would feel like. I'll tell you something. It's like the blink of an eye. It's as cozy and warm as falling asleep. The next thing you know, you wake up, you're in a terrarium. Hopefully you have a daughter as beautifully artistically gifted as mine.
No, that's
and
wonderful.
they make that terrarium as beautiful as, I have little rocks in there. I have a little pet kleptotron that over in the corner.
Do you have a wheel for exercise?
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Which I, you know, and I don't have a body. So, so I stare at the wheel.
Right.
And
It's the thought. It's the thought, though, right?
it's the thought that counts. That's right. And I stare at the wheel and I try to make it move. And that's my daily morning exercise. I haven't made it happen yet, but I'm working on it.
Just keep trying. Keep trying.
So it's hard to get that happen. You know, you have to. I've heard, because I don't exercise because I just have everything, you know, updated, chiseled for myself.
Absolutely.
It takes what, at least
look
like
great.
7 to 10 attempts for it to stick. A habit, whether it's good or bad.
That's what I heard. I heard that. It's funny that you mentioned that. I did hear that. I heard that it could take 1.5 squalls for something to become a habit.
That's highly contested because I heard 30 jinx. I feel like we're all over the map.
Really? 30 jinx is a lot easier. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, so, I think we need to go easy on ourselves and form a new habits.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. My daughter's so bright.
I will tell you this. I created a very nice blown glass sculpture. Have you ever been on one of those entertainment ships? The ones that are just, you go rent a room and you float around with other people.
Oh, yes. Yes.
My mom and I went on one years ago. We went to a number of different planets. And they had the nicest decorations on that ship because inside it was like all sorts of very colorful blown glass, what I would say is, mooglas. They're like mooglas that you might grow in your garden. And yes, and
they are shaped like
everywhere,
right.
Giant ones. So I decided, for my mom, since that was such a nice vacation before she transitioned into the terrarium, I was going to make her terrarium very reminiscent of that vacation. So I did a little blown glass.
That's incredibly thoughtful.
That is.
I remember from the last time you were here, you mentioned, if you're in the terrarium, you're no longer with us, are you?
That's right. That's right.
Is the luxury you've provided for the terrarium, Audra, part of your making an amends?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, God, man. I feel like this lunch just transitioned into therapy, Trellis.
That's a real deep question.
Oh, bring it down, Trellis.
Well...
Bring it down? I'm not bringing it down. I'm getting real. I'm getting real.
Oh, synonymous with bringing it down is getting real.
I feel maybe it is a little bit of making amends, before my mom disappears altogether and I transition into the terrarium. I don't want to wait. I have a lot of friends that waited too long to make amends. Then they had to go out to the scorpion situation. I'm not interested.
Right.
I would much rather do it now, do it on a regular basis. It's hard sometimes because I feel like I make a lot of amends, and my mom, as she said, she doesn't remember it all the time. But you know what?
I saw a reaction. Got a reaction.
She scoops out what she doesn't want to.
Sure. Just a real quick question, just to put a fine point on one of the things that you said. Maybe I wasn't listening. I've been looking around at the gift shop over there and seeing some amazing things.
Shiny.
But did I hear you say before she disappears forever?
Well, Mom, everybody eventually disappears. Once I die, I'm going to take your place in the terrarium, and one of my kid sets is going to get the terrarium.
That's how that works?
Oh my God, did you not remember that?
Oh,
Scoop.
oh.
Maybe I'm having a scoop moment.
Could be having.
Maybe I forgot about it. Have we had this conversation before, Audra?
Well, yeah, and also your parents disappeared.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I don't have terrariums inside my terrarium with my parents in them, do I?
I wish you did, because I would love to see them, but no, we don't know. I mean, this is an age-old Heptra, discussion that we have every Saturday about where do people go once they leave the terrarium.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, you could just blow me over with a quark dart right now. I plumb.
Ouch! Quark dart's worse than a shard.
Oh, that would not take. Oh,
I think I forgot all about that. I think I must have had one of my memory moments.
I must have had to have a scoop moment.
I think I did. So you're saying I'm gonna disappear right into nothingness.
Mom, I understand though, because if you're going to live in a terrarium and you're going to be a hologram, why not scoop out the unpleasant memories, I say?
Yes.
You're right.
Totally practical.
You're right.
So I don't mind. I don't mind having this conversation over and over again because there's really no answers, and it's a tough one, It's a toughie.
My daughter is so positive. I just love her so much. You're so right, Aud. And you know what? I'm going to embrace it. I can't stay in the terrarium forever. You're going to need it, when it's your turn to come on into the terrarium.
True.
So I'll just disappear into nothingness. I don't mind.
Well, we don't know that, though, do we? You could disappear into an entirely new galaxy.
What lies beyond the terrarium?
Yes.
That's a very good point.
Have you verified the Scorpion messengers
Oh.
or messages through Scorpion
Right.
back to Audra?
What do you think, Audra?
I mean, I think we could set some sort of messaging system up so that when I go out to the Scorpions, that you are real clear in what you're trying to tell me. Because I'll tell you this, a lot of my friends go out to the Scorpions, they get messages or they get stung and they're not clear. They don't know what the messages are.
No, I think that's
true. So we
true.
could have like a ... system, where we can just
good idea.
really send
Yeah.
clear things.
Yeah.
Do you think it might be because the people are trying to put their messages into the Scorpions versus thinking of how the Scorpions can communicate?
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Trellis.
wow. You are full of deep thoughts today, my friend.
I don't know why.
There are some translation issues, I guarantee it.
And that's where the challenge comes, because you don't know what's their agenda and what's a message from beyond. So,
Right.
you're constantly trying to read between the lines with those Scorpions. They're not always, they're not always truthful or straightforward. You know what I'm saying?
Do they
Yeah.
contradict each other? They contradict each other, the Scorpions.
I think this brings us a little full circle because that speaks to Horatio thinking everyone's part of the art. And I think the Scorpions believe they are part of it. And they're adding their own interpretation to the message that you're trying to be delivered, just like art. And an artist tries to send a message.
Well said. Very well said.
Trellis is very deep today.
You are
I
very
really
deep.
feel like I might be in a some sort of class.
I'm deeper than that endless bowl of soup I had earlier.
Amazing.
Did I get hit in the head, Horatio? I'm really starting to wonder because I'm making way too much sense today.
I don't know who you are. I'm just sitting here stunned for most of this, trying to wrap my head around your logic and finding that it actually is logical, and that throws me into a pit of confusion.
I hope you're not frightened, are you? Don't be frightened.
Not so much. I'm too drunk to be frightened.
Maybe it's your sheen that you had surgically put on.
It might be, Trellis,
This is nice gold color to my mood skin right now.
I mean, if it wasn't for the terrarium glass between us, I may almost call it blinding. It's lovely is what it is. It's
Oh gosh, my mom, that's the highest compliment you can get from my mom if she calls you lovely. In fact, I think she might
lovely.
be flirting with you, Trellis.
Oh, hello.
well, I mean,
It sounds like you're alone in the terrarium. There's no Mr. Parsley? Okay.
well, so on Heptra, this is one of the hardest choices that I think any member of a kid set has to make. They have to pick which parent is going to go into the terrarium. You cannot have them both.
Oh no! Oh, I did not realize this.
It's a one hologram rule.
Okay. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Are you allowed visitors or gentlemen callers?
Well, I mean, I am. Sure, of course I am. It's it's not a prison, my terrarium. It's more. It's it's my
Gilded
home.
cage?
Yeah, it's a gilded cage, if you will. I'm absolutely allowed gentlemen callers.
We haven't gotten any presents from this trip. We need some sous-vides.
We do need some sous-vides.
Yes.
I'm gonna buy you whatever you want, Aud.
Now, as you're a partial hologram, how do you handle things? I mean,
Oh, very good question. It's a good question.
can you receive hugs? Can you kiss? What's the story?
Not so much. I mean, there is a kissing program that we can institute, but it's pretty complicated. It takes a while to download. It's by the time everything's in order, you're often out of the mood. So it depends on what type of kissing. If it's a quick little peck, you know, I could hologram it, but to actually have contact, that's a little tough. But we can simulate hugging. You know, I can send sort of a wrap of a hug program to Aud. I'll send her a little. She'll receive a little ping.
Well, I'm just going to say I'm worth the download.
Oh,
I'm just going to put it out there.
Oh gosh, Trellis and my
putting it out
mom.
there.
Are you hitting on my mom's hologram?
Oh,
I feel like the inside of my terrarium is steaming up. I can barely see out of my terrarium right now.
Trellis, you old dog, you.
Well.
Mom, I might need to put you in a different concentric circle than Trellis. I want, here, Horatio,
Well.
take my mom's terrarium.
Hey, that was negativity. That was
Just
negativity.
take the terrarium and put it on the other side of you.
Oh,
put it
no,
over here.
no, wait,
Over here.
no, wait, oh.
Separate the two. No.
Not letting me have any fun, are you?
Well, no, now, Mom, you can get a better look at Trellis.
Oh, okay. Well,
Enjoy
there
the
we go.
profile.
It's a different look. A different
It's that
look.
gold.
And with my skin color, you could consider me a gilded gentleman.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
that gold
gilded.
is it's lovely. It is something to see.
It is, isn't it something to see? It's something you can look at it. You certainly can look at it.
Really is. Really is.
Depending
My
on-
mom and I have to tell you a secret. Last night we were on a different planet. I bet you can guess what I tell you. But we went and saw exotic prancers.
Yes,
And
we
my
did.
mom, I know, we
No.
just said we were
No.
going to go
Oh,
for, just
No.
one time exotic prancers.
I'd never been to see them before.
Oh, did you take any pictures?
I had never been in a place like that. Are you kidding me? Oh no.
The tails, the manes.
Oh, I made her carry the terrarium in under a blanket because I didn't want anyone to see my hologram going in there. I was
Did you
so-
put sunglasses on the terrarium so no one would recognize you?
and a hat at a jaunty angle.
Well, they don't like to have terrariums in there because they like to keep it,
Their hooves can stomp on it,
Yeah.
Well, that and they just like the cool kids don't have terrariums with them, But my mom and I decided we were gonna sneak in there and just
We sure did.
We sure did. And she downloaded the Kiss and Hug app. I'm gonna tell you that. Right?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So are you telling me it's
no.
already installed?
Well, yeah, it's
Oh.
still. I'm sure it's probably still. It's still uploaded from last night. Yeah. I'm
Well,
sure
why don't we
it's
why don't
still
we
in
throw
there.
some little cheek terrarium to cheek here?
Oh, terrarium to cheek. Well,
Oh
let's
my
see-
God,
let's see how that
Horatio,
goes.
what is happening right
I
now?
don't know. This is disturbing. I thought we could separate them, but
Oh my!
she moved her. You notice I put a terrarium here on the other side of the table, and she has moved it, like hopped it
Well,
over closer to him again.
it's the force of the mind. Here's the thing, Horatio. When you lose your body, all of the energy that you spent keeping your muscles, toned.
Sexual repression.
Oh God.
That's right. All of the things, like if the hard work that you do to keep your muscles as toned as trellises are, for example, just as an example, once all of that is gone, you're free to put all of that energy into your mind force. You'd be amazed
Oh.
how well you can scooch your own terrarium along a booth.
It was inspiring to me. There's certain definite.
I'm going to consider that our first dance.
Oh my God.
Audrey, your
I
face.
am just
Your
telling you,
face.
we're so glad Dad is not here anymore.
I echo that sentiment.
What would he do?
Your father, the last thing he said to me, I'll never forget this, because Heptra is a very positive place, and we work hard all of our lives to stay positive, and that man never said a difficult word to me. He always had a smile on his face every morning, so happy to see you. And right before he left, he knew that I was the one that had been chosen to go into the terrarium, and he was the one that was moving on to the ever later. And he looked me in my eyes and he said, "Don't you ever kiss or hug another man.
Oh, Trellis.
And with that, he was gone. He was gone.
Did he get sent to one of the negative circles?
I don't know.
That's a lot of pent up anger that didn't get thrown out and then.
I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I mean, I checked to see if there was a venting pillow anywhere near, to see if he'd maybe, tried to
That'd take a long time to
suppress
empty.
that in some way. Yeah, no, he didn't. I don't know where it came from. It was very uncharacteristic of him. But, I thought about it long and hard, and then I thought, well, I'm going to just assume what he meant by that was, don't you ever kiss or hug another man, ...
That sounds fair. Now, do you think there's a chance he could come back from beyond the terrarium to keep an eye on things?
I don't know. I mean, there's always a chance. He hasn't shown up in my terrarium yet. I've meditated on it. I've tried to send messages out into the great beyond of the galaxy to see if he's got any messages to send to me.
He's never scorpioned my mom, not once.
Nope, he's never scorpioned me. I don't know if he's mad at us and he's off pouting on another planet somewhere.
Who knows? The scorpions may carry a message of still loving you too.
That's true. That's true. The scorpions could change the whole message.
That's true.
I figure I'm the one in the terrarium, so I'll put my cheek up against that glass any darn time I want to.
I like that aggressive attitude. That's fantastic.
And I think he'd be happy for me, really, truly, Audra. Don't you think, deep down?
Yeah, he was a real happy guy, I'm going to say this. And you know what? Of all his wife circles he had, you guys passed through each other's circles a lot.
We were very lucky.
You stuck the landing with him. You really stuck the landing. Was the last circle he was in.
Yeah, he was my first circle and my last.
Oh.
We don't have to be constrained by circles, though. That part's over for you.
True. Well, not my last necessarily, but it was
That's statistically very difficult to do. First and last circle.
Yeah, the chances of that are slim to none. That's true. Very true.
Nice when you have a framing device like that, isn't it?
Yeah, he was a very nice man, and I choose to believe that he would just be so happy for me, whatever I decide to do. I mean, we only have one terrarium to live. That's something that I laser etched that into one of the walls of my terrarium.
I see it there. That's lovely right there. I like when the artificial light shines through it.
Oh, well, thank you, Horatio. You have quite an eye for art, sir.
I do, yes. And for art.
And when he doesn't like it, he changes.
Yes. That's part of the eye, is the critical eye.
Oh, but you don't want to take the critical eye to Heptra, because otherwise you're going to have to go to the negative circles.
Yeah, you can only give good reviews, Horatio. If you don't like art, you got to yell it into a venting pillow. Otherwise, you're going to go right into it.
Yes. Oh, I almost forgot about the venting pillow.
Yeah, you're going to get sent to a gossiping circle or a negativity square. Those are the worst.
And those are not fun from what we hear.
I kind of think that
the
venting pillows would be a great addition to the souvenir shop.
Oh
gosh, I never thought of that.
If you thought about expanding your shop out from the crinkles and the other interesting items that you like to sell, you could be an exporter of venting pillows. But I would think you'd want them new, because I don't think anyone wants a used venting pillow. Do you open it up and it hasn't been emptied, and that's just all comes out right all over you.
Oh.
A lot of negativity.
Gosh, yeah. We all, on Heptra, everybody is taught from birth that you gotta immediately empty your venting pillow after the venting.
Yes,
Otherwise, good Lord, you don't know what happens. But it's not good for the head.
No, I wouldn't.
You're resting your head every night on that negative thoughts, and it seeps through and it gets back in. And so many people, if mothers did not stress to their kid sets to empty your venting pillows, some of those kids end up back in the negativity squares because they're just resting on it. There's a direct link. Researchers have found the less you empty your venting pillow, the more likely you end up in the negativity squares or the gossip circles.
Direct correlation.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I used to try to make it fun for my child set. I turned it into a little poem. It was a fun little poem to help them remember.
Oh, how nice!
And it went a little something like this. Don't forget to empty your venting pillow, or you're gonna end up in a negativity square, and you may never return. Boop boop.
Very catchy.
It's beautiful. That is beautiful. It sticks in your head.
It does stick in your head. Sometimes annoyingly so.
It's the boop boop at the end that really boop boop.
It's like a curly Q happy period. At the end.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I will.
I'd like to offer up my own version of that.
Please, fellas, because I'm here to tell you, I'm not really a poet. So, I feel like it might have been a little long, and, I might have lost the audience a little bit somewhere near the third stanza. But please, if you can, please improve upon that. I'd love that. Because we could sew it onto venting pillows and then sell them at the crinkle shop.
I would think vent here would probably be good.
Oh.
So people know how to use it. It's instructional,
Simple
and depending on the font, could add a little extra flair to it.
Simple and to the point.
Yes.
Vent here. Vent here.
Oh, yes.
And then on the other side, we could write empty me.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Or don't forget to empty me. In case there's a scooping. If you get a scoop,
yes.
And you don't remember, that message is a little bit more informative.
Scoopings are dangerous. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you gotta remember also that there is a real form to the venting pillow. You gotta lay face down in it, because if any of it leaks out, you can't have that escaping into the hydrosphere. Yep.
No, then someone could hear it. Someone could hear it too. Terribly traumatic.
Audra, like many, typical young, youth units of her age.
Youth units.
There were times that she would spend jinx face down in that venting pillow, and I'd have to go in and make sure that she was still, venting, and hadn't, just sort of passed out into the pillow or
Oh, I suppose that could happen.
Accidentally smothered herself with it. That's happened before.
Could you get a hangover from too much venting?
I mean, it could happen.
But we have had some friends suffocate themselves with too much teenage angst venting,
Yeah, venting
that's
pillows.
terrible.
I'm lucky because my child set was mostly they're very positive, wonderful. I mean, just like Aud. Look at her, just a smile on her face. A happy to see you.
It is a lovely smile.
It is lovely.
Boop boop.
Boop boop.
Boop boop indeed. It's wonderful to have that smile, but we are about out of time, however.
Oh
That
God,
smile,
this was such a nice visit.
The time has just flown. It has flown.
This really was.
Passiva, I'm going to slip you my number to contact me on the sub-etha at some point.
You can just go ahead and write it right there on the glass, on the terrarium glass, if you want to.
I'm going to etch it over the picture of your dad.
Go ahead. He's not coming back. Go ahead.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do a little combination for the entry today, though. The Parsleys.
Yes.
Venting.
I'm waiting for this.
Get it all out. How do you spell boop, boop, beep, boop? What was it again?
Boop, boop.
Boop, boop. Okay, I'm going to go lowercase to uppercase.
Yes,
so
that's good.
venting. It gets it all out. Beep, boop. And then submit. Perfect.
I couldn't have put it better. You are a poet, sir. You are a poet.
Perfectly done. I want to say I hope that you're not this responsible next time. I'm going to hold you to going back to form.
I think for our next guest, just for the sake of equilibrium, be as uninformed and as stupid as I possibly can be.
Yes, I think that's a good goal. We don't want to have the wrong kind of reputation.
Make sure you call me.
Don't you worry. I'm going to. For sure.
We're going to be gone on vacation for a while, though, so don't expect it right away, Trellis.
I've got nothing but time. I'm going to be spending the rest of eternity in this terrarium, and I'm never, ever going anywhere, so I will call you. You better believe it.
Oh, my God. She scooped again. She doesn't remember.
What now?
Don't scoop me.
You are unscoopable, my friend.
Thank you for joining us for Hitchhikers and Appetizers. And of course, special thanks goes to our guests, Audromitron Parsley and her mother, Passiva. I have been Trellis Gardeen.
And I continue to be Horatio Zinn. Until next time, keep your towels clean. And if you're an artificially created warrior with a rapidly approaching expiration date, you'll still have plenty of time to work on your big final speech. So don't panic. Everything you heard in this episode was improvised, but not everything improvised was heard. This episode of Hitchhikers and Appetizers featured the voice talents of Mike Gorgone as Trellis Gardeen, Bran Peacock as Horatio Zinn, with Kate Duffy as Audromitron Parsley, and Nancy Hayden as Passiva Parsley. Finally, Hitchhikers and Appetizers is part of the Improv in Action Network. Check out other great improvised podcasts and projects at improvinaction.com. If you'd like to reach out to Trellis or Horatio, you can send electronic messages to them at our Galaxy address, hitchappspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can find them on Twitter with the handle hitchapps.
And before you go, we here at Hitchhikers and Appetizers would like to announce that we're now a featured podcast on Newsly. Newsly is an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up the most trending articles on the web on topics you choose at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time ever, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening. You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, tech, business, science, Bitcoin, or even the Kardashians. We here at Hitchhikers and Appetizers won't judge you, to your face at least. Newsly will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 80 countries. As mentioned earlier, our podcast is there too. I started using it as my default podcast app. They even have digital radio. Download and use Newsly for free now from www.newsly.me or from the link in this episode's description, and use the promo code ZERS, Z-E-R-S, to receive a 1-month free premium subscription. 1 month is better than no months, I always say, and I'm Trellis Gardeen.
Shut up and sit down.